Hi, welcome to week 3. And this week we begin reading about A River Runs Through It, the Norman Maclean book that became so popular, right? It sparked a whole fly fishing thing. And so we're going to read like the first 50 pages or so for this unit. And we're going to introduce the character. You're going to see it's a lot like the movie, right? It is different in several ways. And for the most part in Montana, we're supposed to love A River Runs Through It. It's supposed to define us. There have been a few brave voices who have dared to come out and criticize, the book in a negative light. So it's not. Some students love it, some students hate it. I think the important thing here is to really look at the characters' motivations, look at the characters' flaws. They're all flawed in some way. Everybody's got flaws, and really see if the book hits home for you in sort of that same way, right? Once you strip it of the visual elements of, say, the movie, right? Do the actions actually hold up, or are there bigger issues in the writing? Norman Maclean himself was a very active professor in what they called neo-Aristotelian criticism. That's a big fancy word for the University of Chicago, and so he would do critical analysis of literature and speeches and rhetoric based on this neo-Aristotelian classic modeling of was the author effective, or the orator, right? Were they effective? Did they lose their audience? Did it speak to their audience, resonate, not? How are they prepared, etc. Some very classical stuff. And you can actually apply a little bit of this back to A River Runs Through It. The brothers' relationships, particularly, how Norman handles his brother's issues, how the family reacts to his brother's issues. Perhaps your family does something similar or different with people who are troubled. And so all valuable places to look at. I've also included a link this week for archetypes, and maybe it could help you to understand better the book by looking at some of those archetypes. And also pay attention that there's actually two brothers in this book. There is Norman's brother, and then there's Neil, right? His girlfriend's fiance's brother. And so the two brothers are, they have some similarities, they have some differences, and they're ultimately treated similarly and different. And so all different places where you can begin to create some analysis for A River Runs Through It. But it's a good read. It's easy enough. It's short, right? So it's a good starting point. And you don't necessarily have to love it, and you don't necessarily have to hate it. You can appreciate it, and you can still think critically about it. And that's the whole point of literature. So have fun this week.